Tyler, can you please put your phone down and set the table? The voice came from the kitchen, calm but firm. Megan, his stepmother. Tyler barely looked up from his phone. Ask Dad. Or better yet, eat off paper plates like normal people. Megan paused, a wooden spoon in her hand. She wore her hair tied back, a smear of flour dusting her cheek from where she'd been making homemade biscuits. She wasn't yelling. She never yelled. And somehow, that made Tyler's chest burn hotter. You live here too, she said, trying to keep her voice light. It'd be nice if you helped. He groaned, exaggeratedly loud, and slammed his phone face down on the counter. You're not my mom, Megan. Stop pretending. The words hung in the air like smoke after a firecracker. Megan's smile faltered just a fraction before she turned back to the oven. Dinner's in 10 minutes, she said softly. Tyler snatched his phone, stormed into his room, and shut the door so hard the frame rattled. Tyler's mom had died 3 years ago. Cancer. He remembered the hospital smell most, antiseptic and wilted flowers. He was 12 then. Old enough to understand loss, young enough to think the world had ended. When Dad started dating Megan a year later, Tyler felt sick. It wasn't just betrayal, it was erasure. Megan laughed too loudly, rearranged furniture his mom had chosen, and baked things that didn't taste like Mom's cooking. She wasn't cruel. She wasn't even mean. But to Tyler, every smile she gave felt like a thief's hand, reaching for what wasn't hers, so he fought back. With sarcasm. With slammed doors. With the kind of sharp little daggers only teenagers know how to throw, and Megan? She took it. She never yelled, never snapped back. That only made it worse. It happened on a Saturday. Tyler had been tearing apart the living room, looking for the game controller his cousin borrowed. He checked under the couch cushions, behind the TV stand, even in the laundry basket. Then he spotted it, a small, leather-bound book half hidden under a stack of magazines on the side table. At first, he ignored it. But then curiosity tugged at him. It wasn't the kind of thing his dad would leave lying around. And Megan? She wasn't the type to read magazines about gaming or sports. He picked it up. The cover was worn, soft at the edges. No title. Just one word, written in delicate script on the inside cover, Diary. Tyler froze. He shouldn't read it. He knew he shouldn't. But something in him, the same stubborn anger that had fueled every eye roll and muttered insult, pushed him forward. He opened to the first page, Day 42. I tried making Tyler's favorite dinner tonight, spaghetti with meatballs, the way his mom used to. He didn't touch it. He just looked at me like I'd broken something sacred. Maybe I did. Maybe trying was the mistake. But I want him to know I'm not here to erase her. I'm just here to love him too. Tyler's chest tightened. He flipped another page, and another, Day 103. He called me fake mom today. I laughed it off in front of him, but in the bathroom I cried. I never wanted to replace her. I just want him to know I'd take care of him if he let me. The words blurred as Tyler blinked, his throat dry. He'd spent years convincing himself she was the enemy. But the pages told a different story, a story of someone who hurt quietly, loved quietly, and hoped quietly, and suddenly, Tyler didn't know who the villain really was anymore. Tyler sat cross-legged on the carpet, the diary heavy in his lap. The house was quiet. Dad was mowing the lawn, Megan humming in the kitchen while she washed dishes. He could hear the faint clink of plates against the sink. His thumb hovered over the next page. He shouldn't keep going. But his hand turned the paper anyway. Day 159. I signed up to volunteer at Tyler's school. Not because I wanted to embarrass him. I thought maybe if he saw me helping in small ways, he'd see I wasn't trying to replace her, just be someone in his corner. But when he saw me in the cafeteria, he turned his tray over and walked away. The other kids laughed. I wanted to disappear. Tyler's stomach dropped. He remembered that day. He'd told himself it was funny, that she deserved it for trying too hard. But reading it now, he could almost feel the sting she must have felt standing in that cafeteria, pretending it didn't hurt. He swallowed hard, forcing down the lump in his throat. Another page, day 200, I found Tyler's old baseball glove in the garage. It smelled like dust, like years gone by. I sat there holding it, wishing I could bring his mom back to watch his games. I can't give him that. But I can be the loudest voice in the stands if he ever lets me. Tyler's eyes burned. He remembered tossing that glove aside, telling Megan he was done with dumb sports. He hadn't wanted her there, cheering. Not when Mom never got the chance, and yet here it was, her voice, written in ink, aching with love he never let himself see. The next day at breakfast, Megan placed a plate in front of him. Pancakes. With strawberries, the way his mom used to make them. Morning, Ty, she said softly. Usually, he'd grunt, push the plate aside, or complain about being late. But today, something stopped him. The pancakes looked different. Not in shape or taste, but in intention. He thought about the diary. About her trying spaghetti, about crying in the bathroom, about holding that dusty glove. For the first time, he noticed the tiredness around her eyes. The way she smiled even when it didn't quite reach. He picked up his fork. Thanks, he muttered. Megan blinked, surprised. You're welcome. It was 2 words. Just 2. But for Tyler, it felt like opening a door that had been locked for years. That afternoon, Tyler snuck another look at the diary. He flipped toward the back, pages filled with steady handwriting. Then something slipped from between the papers, a folded photograph. He opened it slowly. It was him. At 12 years old, holding a trophy from his last baseball game before Mom got sick. His mom was next to him, smiling weakly, her arm around him. And in the corner of the picture, blurry but visible, was Megan. Tyler frowned. He didn't remember her being there. On the back, in careful writing, it said, "The day I first promised myself I'd never let him feel alone. No matter how much he hated me for trying." Tyler sat there, staring at it, the room spinning. She'd been there. Not as an intruder. Not as a replacement. Just there. That evening, Dad was late coming home. It was just Tyler and Megan in the living room, the TV playing softly. She sat on one end of the couch, knitting, while Tyler pretended to scroll through his phone. The silence between them felt different now, heavy, but not angry. Finally, he blurted, "Why do you even try?" Megan looked up, startled. "What do you mean?" "I mean..." His voice cracked despite himself. "I've been a jerk since day one. I've made you cry. I've made you hate me." "I don't hate you, Tyler." Her voice was calm. Steady. "Then why? Why do you keep making pancakes and writing in that?" He stopped, realizing too late what he'd said. Her eyes widened just slightly. "You read it." Tyler's chest tightened. I didn't mean to. I was looking for my game," and Megan set her knitting aside and leaned forward. "It's okay." "No, it's not. I shouldn't have." She smiled faintly, but her eyes glistened. "Maybe you were meant to." For the first time, Tyler didn't see a thief trying to steal his mom's place. He saw a woman who had been carrying love like a burden, waiting for him to notice, and it broke something open inside him. The next morning, Tyler lingered in the kitchen longer than usual. Megan was at the counter, packing Dad's lunch, humming under her breath. Tyler cleared his throat. Need help?" Megan froze, then turned, surprised. "Help? Yeah. With? Like, whatever." She studied him for a moment before sliding the bread closer. "You can spread the peanut butter." Tyler nodded, fumbling with the knife. It wasn't smooth, the bread tore, peanut butter clumped. Megan bit back a laugh. "You're making it worse," she said gently. He smirked despite himself. "Guess I'm not cut out for this." "Guess not," she replied, but there was warmth in her tone. It was small. Awkward. But for the first time, Tyler felt like maybe they weren't enemies. That weekend, Dad suggested they all go out for ice cream. Tyler groaned but agreed. At the parlor, he spotted an old family friend, Mrs. Sanders. She hugged him. "You're getting so tall. Your mama would be proud." The word mama punched him in the chest. Megan shifted uncomfortably beside him, pretending not to hear. Later in the car, Tyler exploded. "Why do people always say that? Like she's still here? She's not. And you," he stopped himself. Fists clenched, Megan's hands tightened on her purse. "Tyler, it's okay to miss her. I don't need you telling me how to feel." He snapped. The car went silent. Dad's jaw clenched, but Megan just stared out the window, her profile soft, sad. That night, Tyler tossed in bed, guilt gnawing at him. He had read her words, seen her heart, and still, he lashed out. A week later, Megan fainted while carrying groceries inside. Tyler was the one who found her, sprawled on the kitchen floor. His stomach dropped. "Megan? Megan." He shook her shoulder until she groaned. Dad rushed in, panicked, dialing 911. At the hospital, doctors explained she was fine, just exhaustion, low blood sugar. Nothing life-threatening, but Tyler sat by her bed, watching her sleep. For the first time, fear twisted inside him. The thought of losing her felt wrong. When she woke, weak but smiling, he blurted, "Don't do that again." She chuckled faintly. "I'll try not to." He didn't say it out loud, but in his chest, something new burned, the realization that he didn't want her gone. That evening, Megan sat at the table, sipping tea. Tyler hovered in the doorway before finally blurting, "I'm sorry." She looked up. "For what?" "For everything. For being a jerk. For making you cry. For not seeing you." Her eyes shimmered. "Tyler, no, listen." His throat tightened. "I thought you were trying to erase her. My mom. But I know now. You weren't. You were just trying to be here. And I made it impossible." Megan set down her cup and reached across the table. "I never wanted to erase her, Ty. I just wanted to love you in the space she left behind." He swallowed hard, placing his hand over hers. For the first time, he let it stay there. Weeks passed, and the house felt lighter. Tyler began sitting at the table for dinner. He let Megan teach him how to make pancakes without burning them. They argued less. Laughed a little more. One night, Megan brought out an old scrapbook she'd been keeping, photos of Tyler from the past few years, ones he didn't know she had taken. "Why'd you keep these?" he asked, flipping through. "Because every moment with you mattered," she said simply. Tyler looked at her, really looked. For the first time, he didn't see stepmom. He saw family, and deep inside, he knew his mom would have wanted this. For him not to be alone. For him to let love back in. Tyler expected. His grandparents invited them over, the first holiday with Megan officially in the family. From the moment they walked in, Tyler noticed the way relatives looked at her. Whispers at the edge of the room. Tight smiles that didn't reach their eyes. During dinner, his aunt leaned in and muttered, "It's too soon, don't you think? Your dad moved on fast. Your real mother wouldn't be replaced so easily." The words shot through Tyler like glass. He glanced at Megan, who sat quietly, folding her napkin, pretending not to hear. For years, he might have agreed. But not now. He pushed his chair back, voice steady but firm. "Stop. She's not replacing anyone. She's been here when no one else was. She's family." The room went silent. All eyes turned to him. Megan blinked, stunned, her lips parting as if she couldn't believe what she'd just heard. The drive home was quiet. Tyler fidgeted with the seatbelt, replaying the dinner in his head. When they pulled into the driveway, Megan touched his shoulder. "Tyler. What you said back there, I meant it," he cut in, voice cracking. "I'm sorry it took me so long to see it." Her eyes filled with tears. "Do you know how many nights I prayed for that? Not for you to love me, but just to let me love you." He swallowed hard, words thick in his throat. "I read your diary," he confessed suddenly. Her brows shot up. "I was looking for my game and I found it. I shouldn't have read it. But I did. And it changed everything. Megan let out a shaky laugh, wiping her cheeks. Well, I guess I should be glad I didn't write anything bad. He managed a smile. It made me see you. The real you. That Sunday morning, the three of them sat in the living room. Megan flipped through the newspaper while Dad read emails on his phone. Tyler stared at them both, his chest tight with something he'd been holding back. Finally, he whispered, "Mom?" Both Megan and Dad froze. Megan slowly lowered the paper, her lips trembling. What? What did you just say? Tyler's eyes burned. I know you're not her. I know my mom's gone. But you've been here. You stayed. You loved me when I didn't deserve it. You're my mom too. Tears spilled down Megan's cheeks. She covered her mouth, sobbing softly. Dad reached over, squeezing Tyler's shoulder, his own eyes misty. She'd be proud of you, son. Both of them would. For the first time in years, Tyler felt whole. Life didn't suddenly become perfect. Tyler still missed his mom. He always would. But the ache was softer now, cushioned by something new. He and Megan cooked together more often, laughing when flour covered the counter. She came to his basketball games, cheering louder than anyone. Sometimes, he caught her watching him with that same quiet devotion he once misread as distance. Now, he understood, her love had never been loud. It had been steady. Patient. Waiting for him to notice. One night, as they sat on the porch watching the sunset, Megan whispered, "Thank you for letting me be part of your life." Tyler leaned against her shoulder, surprising them both. Thanks for never giving up on me. The sun dipped below the horizon, and for the first time, Tyler didn't feel torn between the past and the present. He felt at home. Sparkles the end sparkles. My name is Temille Deebs. Please subscribe and make sure to click on the notification button to know when we upload a new video. Also like, share and comment your thoughts. Thank you, and I will see you in my next video.